21.2. Three 0433. Second ride with the GoPro. Today was one of those rare days that I really like Indiana. Maybe my reflections on the year up here are not the best, but it seems like it's always overcast and drizzling. And by drizzling I mean misting. Apparently up here rain means it's gonna mist for like all day long, 2 inches in a day. I much prefer Houston's rain where it's 2 inches in 15 minutes and it's done. But really, this ride was very good. In fact, I enjoyed watching my time lapse of it several times before I even started doing this stuff. I'm kicking myself because I really should have gotten out earlier. Originally I had planned to go to Chicago this morning to see the International Motorcycle Show there. But as you're probably aware, there was a pretty interesting Arctic front that came through and the weather forecasts were all over the place. And as I got up this morning to check the weather to see what was going on, the freeways that I needed to go to get to Chicago were closed. Apparently a significant lake effect snow band set up and dumped like 16 to 20 something inches or something like that. Now the weather down here was actually kind of interesting. I'd say we got about 2, maybe 3 inches of snow where I live. However, for most of the day, while it was heavy snowing, the temperature was actually around 36 or 37. So it hit the ground and it melted and it was gone. All that's left is a dusting that came through maybe 3 in the morning or something like that. So it made it really nice. All the roads were clear. There wasn't that much salt down. It was enjoyable all the way around. Where I currently live is Carmel, Indiana. It's a city in the very southern part of Hamilton County, about 20 miles north of Indianapolis. It has a population of around 80,000 people, and although I didn't know it at the time, it's one of the most affluent communities in the Midwest. Before it was called Carmel, it was actually called Bethlehem. I actually live on the border between Carmel and Westfield. Carmel, Indiana is only about 18 square miles. Bounded by 96th Street on the south and 146th Street on the north. Carmel has some interesting features to it. It has the Palladium Center for Performing Arts. It probably has the most roundabouts per any city in the United States. It has very extensive bicycling paths. It has a Japanese garden, and it made the morning news up here for basically approving yet another sculpture/modern art feature. All in all, it's kind of an interesting area. To me, it's really weird to see very modern houses next to dilapidated barns. So my morning drives to work are interesting, going by $300,000 to $400,000 houses and then barns selling eggs to all sorts of weird things like that. Westfield, Indiana is the other city that I'm basically surrounded by where I live. It's an 8 square mile city that has a population of about 30,000 people, which is also located in Hamilton County. All the places that I shop and the post office that I use are all located within Westfield. Westfield prefers traffic lights. To put this all in perspective, the median income in Indianapolis is about $40,000. The median income in Westfield is about $52,000. The median income in Carmel is about $90,000. All in all, I say Indy's a pretty good place. Interstate design leaves a lot to be desired. Apparently whoever made the interstates up here completely forgot the whole concept of frontage road. Most of the backups I see on the interstates are due to that fact. The interstates outside of the city kind of suck. Due to the freezing and thawing up here, the roads are pretty miserable. That's one thing that I'm just not used to in Texas. Since it rarely freezes at all, there's very few road issues. Generally, there seems to be an issue about people maintaining their cars in this state. There's no required safety inspections. Every single one of the PVCs, I see at least 1, but usually up to 5 or 6 cars that have a headlight out. Most people don't seem to understand how to aim their headlights. The terrain changes also make that even worse. We don't have hills in Houston. Every single PVC ride, I've had someone throw a cigarette in front of me. And if I actually made enough money to pay the bills, I wouldn't mind living here. And it's been a really good change from Houston. $30547.